Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be exploring a new lore addition that has been made by Doctor Who in relation to regeneration and the Timeless Child. I basically just wanted to talk about this because I find it quite interesting. But before we get into it, if you could do me a teeny little favour and click that subscribe button, I'd be really grateful. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers as quickly as possible, and we are only 30 subscribers away from 14,900. So if you could hit that subscribe button and help us get there, that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, go follow me on Twitter if you don't already, as I post my regular Doctor Who opinions over there. But with that said, let's get into the article. So the article comes from Screen Rant and it says Doctor Who reveals another secret of Time Lord regeneration. Doctor Who Origins reveals another secret of Time Lord regeneration and it confirms how the Doctor can actually change species in the future. The article contains spoilers for Doctor Who Origins too, so for those of you who are unaware, Doctor Who Origins is like the latest comic run that features the Fugitive Doctor, and it's basically exploring the lore of that part of the show. And I kind of wanted to get into why this annoys me a little bit, but let's just see what additions this thing has made. Recently, Doctor Who has revealed another secret of Time Lord regeneration, how the Time Lords can change species. Regeneration is the key to the Doctor's longevity, allowing the BBC science fiction show to reinvent itself with ease. It's become rather controversial in more recent years, however, with the revelation that the Doctor is the Timeless Child, the key to regeneration, a being who originates from beyond this universe, and who became the base genetic code for the entire Time Lord race. Once and future showrunner Russell T Davies took this a step further in a short Doctor Who animated story, revealing that the Doctor can change species. One of the Doctor's allies, Novice Haim, was visited by Tennant's 10th Doctor towards the end of her life, and she revealed that she'd spent a great time researching him. I've learned so many stories about him over the years, his hundreds of faces and forms she observed, the men, women and animals who have taken that name, and yet the one who comes for me is so familiar. This one is mine. Doctor Who Origins 2 by Jodie Houser, Roberta Ingranata, and Warina K. Sahadouia, I apologise if I'm butchering any names, I'm really not very good, explores this idea. The story stars Jo Martin's forgotten fugitive Doctor and purports to tell the tale of how she came to be on the run for the Division. The Black Ops agency she used to work for, she's sent on a mission to the planet called Kreb, with orders to wipe out the inhabitants because they are viewed as a threat to Gallifrey. At first, the Doctor doesn't recognise the apparently alien race until one of them is killed and simply regenerate. It seems Kreb was a Gallifreyan colony. With each new regeneration, the Time Lords sent to that planet became more and more of a reflection of our old home. And then you can see here, it says, but with each regeneration, with each newborn child on Kreb, we become more and more a reflection of our new home, and you're fine with that. It's a fascinating scene suggesting regeneration is actually evolutionary in nature, allowing the Gallifreyan to regenerate into a form that suits their environment. That makes the Timeless Child visions of Doctor Who in seasons 11 and 12 all the more intriguing, because they suggested the Time Lords of Gallifrey had not changed in evolutionary terms in 1 billion years. Presumably the Time Lords created an environment perfectly suited to their current form, essentially forestalling evolution and the need to change and grow. No wonder the Doctor found they didn't fit in. This also explains why the Doctor is apparently destined to change forms on their adventures to continue. The Timeless Child retcon means the Doctor need never die, something I personally hate because it eliminates all stakes from the narrative. If your character is basically immortal, then it's much more difficult to create stakes around the character. It can be done, but it's a lot harder if we know that there's always another body for them lurking around the corner. There will always be another regeneration, another incarnation. Earth has been the Doctor's favourite world for over 1,000 years, explaining why the Doctor's appearances remain human in appearance. But there will presumably be versions of the Doctor who move on and begin focus on other worlds. Thus the Doctor will gradually become less human-like as the adventures of Doctor Who continue. And so that's where the article ends, and I just wanted to sort of give my thoughts on this because this kind of annoys me. Not necessarily because of the retcon itself. I actually kind of like the idea that regeneration kind of caters itself to your environment. So say for example, you're on a water planet, it might give you, a body that's more suited to being underwater. I think that's quite cool. My issue is that none of this is ever explored in the show. I think, for myself, and I know a lot of others, the Timeless Child was not a great idea from its inception. We weren't personally big fans of it. However, if you are going to introduce something like that, if you're going to make a big change to the canon, do something with it, explore it. I would much rather they have explored stuff like this in the main show than just not bother with it post the reveal. And this doesn't just stop at stuff like the evolution of regeneration. This goes back to the origins of the Fugitive Doctor being revealed in the comic, and how basically the reason she has a police box is that she landed in 1962 as opposed to 1963 and got the police box TARDIS anyway before becoming the first Doctor. It's very, very sort of cumbersome in my opinion. That's not to insult any of the writers. I understand that they were kind of in a corner when it came to writing that explanation, but I would much prefer this actually be explained in the show, then you have to read, like, spin-off material, essentially, in order to get the full picture of what this story is. It kind of gives me vibes of in Rise of Skywalker, how you have to, like, get, like, a companion novel to understand half the stuff that's going on. It's like, no, that's a sign. If you have to make media that explains what your story was, like, you've failed on that level. I personally believe, because a lot of people say, you know, when this era's over, oh, but Big Finish will fix it. Big Finish will fix it. And don't get me wrong, I am interested to see what Big Finish and other companies do with this era of the show. But my point is that it shouldn't be the job of other companies to do the job that should have been done in the first place. This should have been explored in the show. Imagine how cool it would have been to have it be revealed that, like, you know, there were different races of Time Lords who actually regenerated all different forms. That'd be a really interesting idea. Whether, you know, you like the additions to the canon or not, that's one thing. But at the very least, it would have been something different. But instead, all the interesting ideas that could have been explored through this Timeless Child thing are being explored through the spin-off media. And I just find it a bit of a shame, because I do think there was ideas in the Timeless Child that could be interesting and could make for interesting television. But instead, they just do the basic reveal and then leave it. And it's like, why? And I know that we haven't seen the Centenary yet, so people are going to say, you don't know what they're going to show in the Centenary. But the problem is, even if the Centenary does some way in explaining, you know, what the Doctor's memory are and stuff, the Timeless Child will still have a ton of missed potential, which, you know, fair enough to the authors of these novels and these comics and these audios for exploring it. But as I said, it shouldn't just be down to spin-off media to give your main arc for a show meaning. An arc that we've been following for 3 series. And it kind of annoys me that, like, that's just become an accepted thing of, oh, it doesn't matter that the show didn't explore it because Big Finish or the comics will do something with it. Like, it shouldn't be like that. The show should be satisfying on its own, and then the comics should be a nice addition to that, not the whole content. But that's just my opinion. I understand that this went a bit ranty towards the end, but I wanted to talk about this because it was kind of annoying me. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, comment down below your thoughts in the comment box below, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you later. Shout out to Debs Iona, Shane Smith, Ree Keffin, Seb Lowndes, Jay Monroe, Hash Shandycoot, Patrick Newson, Simon Ashley, Steve Safaro, Andrew Townsend, Alex Robbins, Michael Dykes, Paul Bryden, Sam Yates, Michael Rhodes, Jerry the Meerkat, Heretic, Cameron Jefferson, John M, Andrew Evanson, JM97, Gallifreyan Rob, Cliff's Random Siliness, Kyle McCroy, Nova Wolf Gaming, Carol Jude, Mr. KNL, Autumn Matthews, Josh Rocks 123, The Raggedy Jedi, Upmixed Timelord, Ian. If you want to become a member, feel free to do so. It really helps out. You get exclusive posts, shout outs in every video, and even your own badge and custom emojis to use.